And welcome back to Zendikar Rising previews. I used to say spoilers. It's not really spoilers, it's previews. A spoiler is something that happens before any official release. These are the official releases, so take that for what it's worth. Don't have a lot of cards revealed today. Now, I'm wondering if that's because the majority have been revealed. Because there's some cards that got spoiled that are for like the commander sets coming out that are based off the set, based off Zendikar. So I'm wondering if that's the reason we didn't get a lot more cards revealed. Because we only have 9 cards to talk about that are new, or if this is just kind of a break in the reveal cycle. Because if I remember correctly, this set doesn't get released until like later in the month, like maybe 2 weeks from now, something like that. I can't remember exactly. What I can say though is, I'm just getting rid of something real quick. What I can say though is that they saved us a couple good ones, that's for certain. Let's get on with just the showstopper, basically. Charix the Raging Isle. 2 blue, 2 of any color for a 0/17 legendary Leviathan Crab. I'm going to repeat that stat because it bears repeating. 0/17 Leviathan Crab. That costs 2 blue and 2 of any color. Now, spells your opponents cast that target this card cost 2 more to cast. Okay, so it's got a pseudo hexproof. All right. You pay 3. This card gets +X until the end of turn, where X is the number of islands you control. This effect can be activated as many times as you wish, and it's not a tapped effect. As long as you got the mana to play it, you can play it. This is... So... There was a Tower Siege or something like that. The card that... There's several different cards that do this effect. But cards that basically let you do damage based on your toughness. Basically treating your toughness like it's your power, and your toughness still stays as toughness. Obviously, anyone looking at this is going to see that as the deck you want to throw it in. Quite frankly, this thing's kind of absurd. It's got a pseudo protection to it as it is. It doesn't do much on its... I mean, it's a giant blocker on its own. But if you add any sort of pump to this whatsoever, just give it... You got, for some reason, a green-blue deck. Giant growthy. You got +3, +3. And then just keep pumping out the island effects. If you're in a mono-blue deck, obviously that's going to be the most advantageous deck to be in, because you're going to get the most value out of your buck for that. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, in multicolor decks, this card's going to suffer. That is true, because you're not going to get the full benefit of that +1 +X effect. But it's a 0/17 wall with no additional downside to it. No downside whatsoever. So it's actually, I think it's freaking, like, I haven't seen many people rag on this card. This card's kind of disgusting. And there are plenty of cards that sacrifice and deal damage equal to the card's power. I'm wondering if there's cards that do that with toughness too. I can't recall off the top of my head if there is or not. But maybe there is. I know there's cards that if you sacrifice, like in Phyrexian Jester, for example, you get +X for this and +Y for the toughness, or vice versa. Which, I mean, that means you'd make this like a 320 just by sacrificing this card. I mean, there's a lot of really bonkers things you can do. So yeah, I mean, that's a favorite, and it's the bundle promo. So I don't think I would be getting a box of this set, but I was planning to get a bundle, and I would be just happy to have this card. So sweet. Core Celebrate is 1 white, 2 of any color for a 1/4 Core Cleric. Common. When it or another card enters the battlefield, creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So you gain 1 life by playing it. You get a 1/4, which is not a bad stat blocker. For 3, it's all right. And then you get the advantage of, anything that comes out is giving you an extra life. And it's creatures. It's specifying when another creature enters the battlefield, not when you cast another creature. So you are getting the benefit of, think words here, of token life gain as well. So there's upside to it. It's an okay common. It's not amazing. It's okay. Now here he's Binding, which is now officially spoiled. I got spoiled a little while ago, but it's officially spoiled now. 2 white, 1 of any color for a common enchant aura. Enchant creature or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So essentially, it's a super pacifism is what it is. Except it also works on planeswalkers. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a super pacifism. I'm like cards like Arrest come to mind, but this also works on planeswalkers. The fact is the common is pretty impressive. I would imagine a card like this might be uncommon. The flavor text, mind you, is because this is a story spotlight card. This is my world, Jace, down to its very bones. This implies you go pumpkins here because he wants to be on camera. I am so photogenic. Nahiri's binding implies that Nahiri is going to beat Jace. Now, I wonder if she's going to do it to Jace what she did to Sorin and kind of seal him up in some way. All the Hedrons pointing towards Jace imply that, yeah, he's going to be trapped. Here's the thing. First off, while it's implying, we don't know if this is the final story card. We don't know if these are all the cards. Maybe they are, and I haven't heard about the other cards coming out. But if this is like the end of the story, I will admit, don't get me wrong, I love Nahiri, and I get her rage as a character and all that, and wanting to make things right. But I don't want to see her win because, quite frankly, it's at this point she's blinded by her own needs. She's becoming a villain, and most villains, you don't root for it. I rooted for Nicker Bolas because he was just a freaking dragon and an awesome dude. I don't root for Tezzeret very much because he's too slimy for my taste. Nixus is kind of cool. I would root for him in some regards to some degree. It all depends on what the plan is. But Nahiri, I'm like, she's clearly being made out to be at least the anti-hero / villain. She's the antagonist of the set. If she obviously gets her way, Zendikar is going to freaking suffer in ways that might even be worse than what the Eldrazi were going to do. So, I don't know. I can't say I'm a huge fan of her. I now hope she ultimately doesn't win, but who knows? We'll see. And if she does win, it'll be interesting to see what happens the fourth go around to Zendikar. But it is what it is. Taziam Royal Mage is 1 blue, 1 of any color for a 2/1 Merfolk Wizard, kicker 4. When this card enters the battlefield, it was kicked. If it was kicked, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Essentially like a Snapcaster Mage, except much heavier on the mana cost. Otherwise, if you really have an instant you need to get from the grave, sure. Otherwise, it's all right. It's not great. Honestly, 2/1 on a 6 body is not worth it, even with that effect. Kitty. Marauding Blight Priest is 1 black, 2 of any color for a 3/2 human cleric. Common. When you gain life, or whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Now, sadly, this isn't one of those effects where it's like whenever you gain, or whenever an opponent, whenever you gain this much life, they'll lose that much life. This doesn't care how much life you're getting. You will be only gaining 1. Still, that's not a bad little effect. There are cards that have done that before. Blood Arson, I believe, is one similar to that. Again, similar, but not exact. There are plenty of cards that do this, but do it better. But I'd say 3/2 that's doing this effect 4/3. I've seen worse effects on a card. It's fine. I don't know if I'd personally play it, but it's all right. Nehemiah Skydancer is 2 of any color, 1 black for a 2/1 human rogue flying. Weird. Enters the battlefield. Target opponent mills 2 cards. Yes, hello. Oh my god, you are literally just an attention hog. You're not a pumpkin, you're a pig. You're a greedy pig. You're a attention pig. Oink oink. Meow meow. Yoink. Well, what would be the combination of oink and a meow? Yoink or ow? It'd be ow. Oink ow. Ow. Anyway, I'm being stupid. What can I say? Kitty do that to me. He's such a love bug. He's such a love bug. Oh, he loves love. Yeah, this card, if you want to go with the mill strategy, I guess. Even with the mill strategy, there are better mill cards than this. I have 2 different mill decks. One that's strictly a mill deck, and one's like a Grixis mill deck that milling isn't all it does. Yeah, it's all right. Not really my taste per se. If I were in sealed and in black, and like got the pre-release and in black, and got this and decided to go rogues, yeah, I'd use it, sure. But there are better cards you can be playing, probably. Shatterskull Minotaur is 2 red, 4 of any color for a Minotaur Warrior. 5/4, costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, which means at best it's a 5/4 for 2 with haste. I mean, again, let's go with a realistic scenario. 2 cards. 2 creatures on the field that are going to be in your party that are different. So that means this card now becomes a 5/4 for 4. That becomes, more advantageous. Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, it's not out of the question that this could be a good card. All right, I could see it. Yeah, definitely. 3 is not unreasonable. 3 is going to be harder, but 3 is not unreasonable. So now you got a 5/4 with haste for 3. The difficult thing is going to be to get the 4 out there. Again, unless you're using like the Pack Beast or the other 2 guys that have all 4 creature types to them. But still, this is one of the better ones. I can say that. It's one of the better ones. Relic Axe is 2 of any color for an equipment, artifact, uncommon. Enters the battlefield, attached to target creature. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. If it's a warrior, +2/+1 instead, and equipped for 2. Great in a warrior deck, just so-so in any other deck. Last but not least for today, like I told you, it's not a lot, is Relic Amulet. Is 2 of any color. Whenever you cast an instant, sorcery, or wizard spell, you put a charge counter on this card. You can pay 2, tap this card, remove all charge counters from this card, and it deals that much damage to target creature. It's all right. Again, if you're in that kind of if it dealt to the creature or player, I'd say it's a better card than what I'm looking at. Because if your opponent's got ways around this, just pop it, destroy it with like a naturalize or something, or I don't know. And if they've got more than 1 creature, you got to choose which creature. But if they are low on, if they say they've got like 5 creatures and a decent amount of them are pretty huge or pretty big, it's not really going to matter what you do if they're swinging in. But if they have those creatures in 5 life and you get the thing up to 5 counters, different scenario then. You can easily take control of that. So kitty. Oh, he just put his claws right in. My leg is not a scratcher. Oh, kitty, you pumpkin, you're so strange. Yes, you're such a love bug that you don't know that love hurts sometimes. Your love hurts. Love scars, love wounds. Anyway, but yeah, it's all right, but not my taste personally. But that's pretty much all the cards for today. I don't know if we're going to be getting any more cards for the set. This might be the entire set. I don't think it is, but it might be. Anyway, thank you for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. Do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero magic, what if, anything to do with the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to it at some point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.